I am Ripper the Clown, an unpredictable cartoon character coming to life, and hey, let's talk about the WWE Hall of Fame for 2014. Now this year, the WWE inducted Scott Hall as Razor Ramon. I couldn't agree more. I love the guy. You know, I've loved him since I was a little clown. I grew up watching him. He's a legend. He's one of my all-time favorites. However, rumors started swirling before the Hall of Fame with speculation online as to exactly why the WWE decided to induct Scott Hall as Razor Ramon instead of Scott Hall as Scott Hall. Now, I heard various scuttlebutt about, everyone had their theories. One of the theories was that Vince McMahon had an affinity for the Razor Ramon gimmick and hence why he decided to induct Hall as Razor. Another theory is that they plan on inducting the entire NWO next year, so they decided to do Razor this year and Scott Hall next year. Now, this is a Ripper the Clown exclusive. This is breaking news. You've not heard this anywhere else. Number one, I can confirm through my sources deep within the wrestling industry that yes, the NWO is going into the Hall of Fame next year along with Scott Hall. But this is additional breaking news. Again, this is nowhere else, anywhere online or anywhere. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Ed Leslie, yes. Ed Leslie going into the WWE in the Hall of Fame 2015, and much like Scott Hall, all of the inducting various personas of Scott Hall over 2 years, the WWE is going to be inducting all of Ed Leslie's various personas, albeit in a lengthier time frame over the next 9 years. It's kind of complex, so we're going to utilize my dry erase board to simplify this whole process.
WWE Hall of Fame 2015. From my sources, this is what it consists of thus far. The NWO, sans Horace Hogan, but featuring Scott Hall, as a faction will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Ed Leslie's most famous incarnation, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, will be strutting and cutting into the 2015 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. In 2016, I'm told that Scott Hall will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for a third time, this time as the American Starship Coyote. And Ed Leslie will be going into the Hall of Fame as his least known gimmick, Ed Boulder. And this just in, I just got off the phone, so I'm going to write this in right here. My handwriting is kind of sloppy from this angle, but you could see Battle Cat going into the Hall of Fame. Again, I just got off the phone with one of my sources, and they've confirmed Battle Cat for the 2016 WWE Hall of Fame. Now, every year in the WWE Hall of Fame, there's always an iffy induction that makes hardcore wrestling fans raise an eyebrow. You know, inductions that just don't make sense, guys or girls who don't seem Hall of Fame worthy. Well, I am told that in the Hall of Fame 2017, the nonsensical and inexplicable induction for this year will be Ahmed Johnson. And I'm also told that the Hall of Fame induction will focus on Ahmed Johnson's fluid ring work and his stellar coherent promo style. Also in 2017, Ed Leslie will be going in as the short-lived gimmick, the Mariner. Folks, in 2018, it's going to be a magical night at the WWE Hall of Fame. I will do everything in my power to procure tickets to this event because they are doing dual inductions of Ed Leslie the night before WrestleMania. In 2018, they are inducting both the Disciple and the Zodiac on the exact same evening. Now, this is the schedule as I've been told that they've kind of formulated at this point in time. The Disciple's going to go on first or second, he's going to give a speech, then he's going to run off stage, shave his beard, change his clothes, slap on some face paint, come back on, probably the last induction of the evening as the Zodiac. It's going to be a short speech, just a bunch of yeses or nos, but it's going to be stellar and it's going to be an event that you're going to want to be there for. Now in 2019, this is going to be a shocker for a lot of people. I'm told that Frankie is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now we all know that Frankie is Koko Ware's sidekick, the parrot that he used to have with him during all of his matches, and sadly Frankie died tragically a few years ago. And, everyone knows, I'm not saying anything that the whole internet community hasn't talked about for years. There's been bad blood between the WWF/WWE and Frankie for a good number of years, over a decade. There was heat with Vince over creative differences and some alleged incidents with Stephanie when she was younger. But, since he passed away tragically, Vince has decided to bury the hatchet. And in 2019, they're going to be inducting Frankie posthumously into the WWE Hall of Fame. And I know that recently Barack Obama was asked about the induction of Frankie. And to quote our president, he said that it was the right thing to do and common sense. And also, in 2019, Ed Leslie will be inducted as Dizzy Hogan, which I believe was a gimmick wherein he was supposed to be Hulk Hogan's brother. And I think it's pretty much a guarantee that the immortal Hulk Hogan will be inducting Ed Leslie as Dizzy Hogan in 2019. When 2020 hits for the WWE Hall of Fame, I am told that Gator Scott Hall is being considered. Now, we don't know at this point. That's why I put a question mark up there. I don't like to, I've got credibility and I've got a reputation. I don't like to give information that may or may not be correct. So that's why I'm prefacing this with a question mark. We do not know at this point if Gator Scott Hall will be going in, but I'm told that Vince is strongly considering Gator Scott Hall for the Hall of Fame. However, what is a lock is Ed Leslie as the man with no name, which is actually a name in and of itself. I never really understood this gimmick. I don't think anyone did. But the WWE is ignoring this gimmick hole to celebrate the man with no name. And I'm telling you right now, be prepared. The audience is going to go wild. There's probably going to be several minutes of thank you, the man with no name, clap, clap, clap chants. It's going to be deafening. The whole arena is just going to be, it's going to be bedlam when the man with no name goes into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm also told in the celebrity wing for 2020, they are going to be inducting the two failed ventures of Vince McMahon, the entire roster of the WBF, and the entire roster for the XFL. That's going to be a really long induction. I mean, it may be multiple hours. We're looking at maybe 10 hours max, I would say. But let's just put it this way. It's going to be a long night at the Hall of Fame. But once you get through the WBF and the XFL, just know that you're going to have the man with no name to look forward to. And personally, if I go to that Hall of Fame, that is what is going to get me through the night. Just knowing that the man with no name will be inducted finally into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, in the WWE Hall of Fame 2021, I have two confirmations. Number one, Ed Leslie as the Butcher. Now, I know that the man with no name gimmick actually came after the Butcher. I don't know why WWE is inducting the man with no name before the Butcher. You'd think they do things in sequential order, but I mean, if you've ever watched any of their WWE DVD releases, you know they never put anything in order time-wise anyway. So I guess in a weird way, this makes sense. Now, we all remember the Butcher. He was allegedly supposed to win the WCW from Hulk Hogan back in the day. It didn't happen, but he's still being honored with a Hall of Fame induction. And I'm also told, kind of fitting with the 2021 futuristic motif of this year's Hall of Fame, that they're going to be inducting Max Moon. 2022 will have a man gimmick theme. So Ed Leslie will be inducted as the Booting Man. They're also planning to induct the Repo Man, the Boogie Man, and Big Steel Man, I'm told, is a lock. However, Mantar, I just got off the phone with somebody who said that it's iffy, but it's a possible. So we can hope for Mantar to be inducted in 2022 with the man gimmick theme that they've got going on. It's a brilliant idea. Fans have been demanding this one for years, and finally at the WWE Hall of Fame 2023, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, people. Finally, Big Brother Brutai is going to be inducted. He's going to take his rightful place in the Hall of Fame. Yes, I said it. I'll repeat it. Ed Leslie as Big Brother Brutai, and I believe that Hulk Hogan will also be doing this induction. And I've also told that the Shockmaster will be inducted this year. Yes, Big Steel Man's alter ego, the Shockmaster. And my source who gave me this information, he's always impeccable. His information is always gold. It's always guaranteed. I'm told that the Shockmaster will accept his place in the Hall of Fame by falling through the backstage wall onto the stage and then approaching the microphone to accept his induction. It's going to be amazing. And also, this is a shocker. I mean, this is a big shocker. It's much like Frankie. Nailz going into the WWE Hall of Fame. We all know that there was some really bad blood between him and Vince McMahon circa 1993 when they had this extremely violent encounter backstage, allegedly over money. And, you know, Nailz never really worked anywhere in the wrestling world mainstream-wise except for a brief WCW match back around the time he got fired from the WWF. So, you know, he's kind of been in obscurity ever since, but there have been talks over the years, a lot of secret talks. They've tried to induct him before. They've tried to reach out to him. He's always been hesitant. But now I'm told that in 2023, I believe Triple H actually reached out to Nailz this time, and they had a long talk. They may have even had lunch. That's what one of my sources have told me. Anyway, Nailz, they finally agreed. They've put, much like Frankie, they put the bad blood behind them. They are going to be inducting Nailz into the Hall of Fame. And, you know, there was talk about inducting Nailz as the prisoner per his brief WCW stint, but I believe that they've actually locked it down. They are going to be inducting Nailz as Nailz in 2023. I'm also told that RoboCop will be taking his place in the WWE Hall of Fame for the celebrity wing. And with sadness in my heart, I have to say that 2024 will be the very last of the Ed Leslie inductions into the WWE Hall of Fame. It'll be 10 years from now when we've finally seen the full circle. And at this point in time, they are going to be inducting Ed Leslie as himself. And at this point in time, he will have procured 10 Hall of Fame rings. That's a ring for every finger, people. It's going to be awesome. And you know, I know that a lot of you, you've been watching this video, you probably got concerns because we all know that Ed Leslie has had a checkered past. You may have even seen my my video on YouTube analyzing the Brutus The Barber Beefcake cocaine anthrax scare. If you haven't seen it, look it up. I think it's pretty well done. It's a great presentation. Now the WWE, they're fully aware of Ed Leslie's past. They don't want any incidents or problems at the Hall of Fame. They want everyone to have a good time. WWE officials have told Brutus Beefcake straight out, right now there's going to be no cocaine, there's going to be no anthrax, and there's going to be no pretending that your cocaine is anthrax at the Hall of Fame. So I'm pretty sure that Ed Leslie, you know, he knows the consequences of this, and he's going to abide by the WWE's rules and just leave his cocaine and anthrax at home. Now, also in 2024, Kim Chi will be going into the Hall of Fame. I believe that Kamala will be giving the speech, the induction speech for Kim Chi. That should be worth the price of admission alone. And also in 2024 for the celebrity wing, I'm told that Katie Vick is going to be inducted. That's a real shocker. I know no one saw this coming. Our friends at Kayfabe News, they recently revealed that Scooby-Doo has solved the mysterious death of Katie Vick. So since her demise is no longer unsolved, WWE, they want to honor Katie Vick and her contributions to the annals of professional wrestling history with this very special induction. And I'll be honest, it's about damn time, you know? And it's only apropos that I am told that Triple H will be inducting Katie Vick into the class of 2024. So after inducting all the incarnations of Ed Leslie, by 2025 the WWE will finally get around to inducting the Macho Man Randy Savage and the lovely Miss Elizabeth, Brian Pillman, Matt Borne as Doink the Evil Clown, Bruiser Brody, the Midnight Express, Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, and the Love Machine Art Barr.
There you have it, a Ripper the Clown exclusive for the next 10 years of WWE Hall of Fame inductees. Now, for more pro wrestling and pop culture videos, you better go check out my channel on youtube.com, Ripper the Clown Show, and make sure you check out my Brutus the Barber Beefcake Anthrax Scare video. I think you're really going to like it.